because they're going to have breakdowns. They're going to think, oh my God, I'm not going to get into Duke because I have this F on one assignment. No, sweetie, it's not that serious. Welcome back to The Angry Teacher, and today's video is titled, Help! There's an overachiever in my classroom! Hang around, we're going to learn today. So this is not necessarily a problem to have someone who's always trying to do more than given or needs to be perfect. Sometimes it's a problem, but not a lot of problems. A lot of teachers would crave those problems rather than behavioral issues otherwise. But with that said, and because I've had a career built for the most part on teaching those kinds of kids, the AP gifted, honors, those kids who want to impress, they want to keep doing, they want to do more, they want to learn more, and that once again it's a good thing, but sometimes it gets a little bit overbearing because they're overachieving. They get it and want to get more, so you have to keep producing and giving and producing and giving and producing and giving and producing and giving, and so it comes to the point where I have to make the video because somebody asked me to do it because they just got the classes and they don't know how to engage those kids and keep them engaged a while, because kids are coming to me, Pops, man, I'm bored, I want to come back into your class, but I'm not that teacher anymore. I teach another set, so now you have to deal with the teacher you have. So I'm making a video to kind of help her out, okay? So with that said, you have to know how to reach, well, before that, you have to know how to identify those kinds of kids. When you have a class, and even if it says honors and or AP or gifted on the description, you might not realize that there's one who is overzealous, or there's one who wants to do more, or is always asking more questions. You thought you explained it well, you thought you were doing the best you could, and everybody else was like, yeah, they're nodding, they get it. And you know, you're trying to move on, but there's always one who's like, hey, but you said such and such, what about this part? And you're like, oh God, here we go again. That's the overachiever, all right? To some extent. So you have to be able to, while you're teaching, while you're going through, at least by week 2, 3, you should realize that child wants more. That child needs more. Buddy slumped over in the back in an honors class, AP. Oh, by the way, forgive me. I look down a lot or look to the sides a lot because my cats are driving me crazy. They're up. I'm trying to get some videos done and they don't know how to, like, wait a minute. Daddy's doing some work, leave me alone. But they want to play, they want to run around, they're chasing each other, and I'm just trying to make sure they don't topple over anything that I'm trying to do here, right? So anyway, back to the video. Where are you going? In any case, back to the video. They want engagement, but what you're giving them has already been done. And you know, don't think that you have to cater all the time. You have to, oh yeah, do you get it, Johnny? Am I doing enough for you? You know, at some point they have to sit down and whatever format, whatever genre or strategy the teachers are using, if it's just lecture, you're gonna have to get used to it, because you know, when you go to college, overachievers need to set goals. They need to organize themselves and have expectations. The younger grades, maybe you can set big goals or have, first of all, all of them, all levels need to be organized. So, and they like doing that, and they see, you might see them organized before you even recommend it, before you give them something to organize. They'll have the little folders and they're color coordinated and they're highlighting everything and they're listening attentively and they're paying attention to everything you're doing and saying. And they're the ones that will catch you later. But you said, or so what you taught us 2 weeks ago, we can still apply that to this. Those are those kids. All right. So have them organize their space, organize themselves, and then, as you know, set different goals. The younger ones maybe to what do you want to do with this project at the end of the grading period, or in the next 2 weeks this is due. So here's how you organize until you turn that project in. All right. The older ones, same thing. The project is due in a certain amount of time. This is how you organize yourself until then, or by the end of the year, or because I teach juniors and seniors, what do you want to do with your life? Let's start that process. Have you applied here? Have you done FAFSA? Have you done your SAT, ACT? Have them have measurable goals or measurable timelines. Let them have expectations. These kids need a syllabus. They need to be able to be driven by, it doesn't have to be linear, but yeah, linear. They need to know, okay, from this is point A, this is point Z, this is how we get there. It calms them down. All right, we'll talk about that in a minute. By all means, angry teachers, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for the next Angry Teacher Dope video. You will learn something. You know it's going to be dope. Now, number 2, ironically, even though they like schedules, they like order, they like organization, allow them some flexibility. And that's one of the reasons I have them do active annotations when we're going over whatever documents we're going over in my English classes, because these overachievers, they like to color, they like to highlight, they like to be organized in their heads and on their documents, on their papers, on their work. So I allow them, you know, when I put the heading, some of them put little hearts and all the stuff around their heading. That's fine, as long as I can see your name, and I can see the date and the period, so I know who it was, and I can see the title of the assignment. Hey, go for it, but just don't overdo it. You know, whatever. Some just do it because they're bored, and that's another reason. We need to do your flexibility, have your flexibility, highlight the paper to death, as long as it's selective highlighting. I tell you what to do and how to organize. You have your binder, you're organizing yourself, but you know what? You can put your little flair in it. This is you taking control of your little situation, of your whole education. All right, so and when I give them, like, okay, you guys need a planner so you can organize yourself, they get the planners, they have the stuff, they have the little highlighters in the front. These kids like their little creativity, so I give it to them. Number 3, give them additionals. May it be tasks, assignments. One thing might be too easy, so you know what? Okay, tell you what. You think number 3 is whatever? Look at this. Answer this question instead. Give them choices. Give them additional stuff to keep their brains going, because you don't want to lose their excitement. Even though it might annoy you to some extent, you don't want to lose their excitement, because then they're gonna start losing attention and not want to care about what you're telling them further on. Also, give them additional time and space. Sometimes you're going to see their brains working. They're trying to figure out what you just said. You give them some space to figure it out. Don't just feed them answers all the time. They need to think. Those are the overachievers that they need to figure it out, organize it in their brain before they put it on the paper, or before they finally have that aha moment. All right, so give them some space. You know, okay, do this for me, organize these papers, or here's what Shakespeare was saying. Do you agree? Do you think he's whatever? And this character reflects us today. Tell me how. And then you kind of walk away and leave them thinking, and they're like, you're literally going to see them thinking. All right. So let me know how. Make the space safe to fail. They need to know that, hey, you do not have to be a perfect person, or no, a perfect student to be a perfect person. You don't have to, if there exists such a thing. You don't have to be perfect to be great. All right. So yes, you messed up on this assignment, but that doesn't mean there won't be other assignments that you'll ace. Okay, so let them know that, because they're gonna have breakdowns. They're gonna think, oh my God, I'm not gonna get into Duke because I have this F on one assignment. No, sweetie, it's not that serious. The one assignment won't show up on your transcript. All right, now even if you get an F in a class, you can fix that. So calm down and stop having a panic attack. They need to know that, okay, this is a safe space. You can fail and still be successful. Number 5, give these overachievers some alternate ways to use their energies. For example, tell them, you know, okay, guys, we're gonna walk around the school. Just walk and talk about what we just discussed. Or we're gonna, I need you to sign up for a sport. or sign up for an after school activity. And most of them have already done that, especially, and they usually try to be the leaders. They intentionally they apply for these leadership positions, and then that starts becoming overwhelming for them. But try to be there for them. Calm down, you can do this. So here's your schedule. I need you to organize yourself, organize your space. You have a meeting here, but you have homework here. How are we going to do this? And kind of talk them through it, because we need to give them some alternate ways to use all that negative and nervous energy so they can focus on something else. Okay, you know what? I need you to be the class manager. There's a video coming. Coolest idea I came up with. In any case, and I'm sure you guys already have it, but we'll talk about that when the video comes out. These alternate ways of using their energy kind of has them not focus so much on their overwhelming ideas in your academic classes. They kind of have a life outside of it. You develop friends, so they're learning social skills as much as they're learning academics. Okay, so let's give them alternate ways to burn off that nervous energy. Number 6, have them work in groups with varying personality types. When you make your groups, and even though we're supposed to group them by the different levels and all this stuff, make sure the levels, or however you group them, have different genders, have different personalities. The laid back guy that gets work done, or may not. The athlete, the cheerleader, the social butterfly, all these things that puts them in a space where they have to communicate with different types of people, whether they fall into leadership roles or not. They understand that the world is not about just them, or they realize, wait a minute, that guy does work, but he's not as stressed as I am. So what is he doing that I can do? And so when they develop this friendship, at some point they might start taking on some of those characteristics that has them realize that, you know what, I need to calm down. It's not healthy for me to be this stressed out. Even though overachieving is not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes it really gets the heart going too fast. Your mind is developing all these ideas that really don't exist. Because I've literally had some kids who've been stressed out because they failed 2 assignments or an exam. They think that, or the SAT the first time, they think they can't get into an Ivy League. Seriously? Number 7, be available to lift their spirit. They're going to have freakouts. They're going to have questions. They're going to want to know. They're going to be curious. But last time I got 100%. Now I got 98. What did I do wrong? It's going to get annoying, especially if you have a class of all of them. But you need to be there for them. Kind of say, okay, calm down. You didn't do this right this time. And can you redo it? I don't know. It depends on how I feel. It depends on the time I have. But everything in life you can't redo. You might not be able to do it right the first time either, but it doesn't mean that life ends. It doesn't mean that your overachieving attitude is you're gonna die if it's 98%, or if it's 86%, or even if it's 50% versus the 100 that you're used to. You just need to roll with the punches and learn that life is not going to always offer you the solutions that you want. You just have to deal with what you have in front of you. All right? And just be there for them. Encourage them. Girl, you're going to do fine. It's going to work out. Last time, the guy in the group said this. Your feelings were hurt. We handled it. Now I need you to be a little bit more assertive. Or don't be as aggressive in the group meetings, or realize that everyone's not going to be like you. Just stuff that helps them know that you're there to help them through this process in the grade school levels, so that when they go out on their own, they'll be able to remember all these trainings that you've given them and move on. All right, those are my 7 tips for dealing with overachievers in your classroom. If there's anything else that you guys do that I don't know about, drop them in the description below and we'll have a conversation. My dope kids are up next. Check them out. Check them out. Yeah, you know it. Check them out. The Teacher's Lounge. And thanks for coming to class today. Let's go out there and be great. You know what? Let's just go out there and teach.